Let's talk about the dream. Not the one you have at night, but the one you live with every single day. The dream of a better life, of more love, more abundance, more peace. For years, we've been told there's a secret to getting it, a formula called manifesting. We've been taught to visualize, to affirm, to script, to chase these desires with the tenacity of a predator. We've been told to want it so badly that the universe has no choice but to hand it over. So we run towards that future, that perfect relationship, that ideal career, that number in our bank account. We run, panting and exhausted, trying to catch a future that seems to always stay just one step ahead. But what if I told you that this entire race is a lie? What if the very act of chasing is what keeps your dreams at a distance? This frantic pursuit is built upon a foundational, heartbreaking misunderstanding of who you are and how this reality operates. It is rooted in the illusion of separation, the painful belief that you are here and everything you desire is over there. This paradigm positions you as a beggar, pleading with a distant cosmic force to grant you favors. You hold out your empty hands and list your demands, hoping the universe will fill them. But the universe isn't a cosmic vending machine. It's a mirror, a vast, intelligent, quantum mirror. And it doesn't respond to your words of wanting, it responds to the energy of who you are being. When you are chasing, you are screaming one core message into this mirror: I do not have it. When you are pleading, you are vibrating with the energy of lack. And the mirror, in its infinite and impersonal perfection, reflects that lack right back to you, giving you more experiences that validate your feeling of not having. Where in your life are you still chasing something you don't believe you deserve? Think about it for a moment. Feel the energy of that pursuit. It feels like desperation, doesn't it? A subtle, gnawing anxiety that if you stop running, you'll lose your chance. This entire model of manifesting is a spiritual trap. It keeps you locked in a cycle of doing, striving, and trying, rather than allowing and becoming. It's like trying to grab a fistful of water. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. The things you desire are not objects to be captured. They are frequencies to be embodied. They exist as potentials within a boundless, energetic ocean, the quantum field. This field isn't out there, it's through you, it is you. Every possibility you can imagine, every joy, every success, every connection, already exists as a wave of potential in this field. It's not something you have to create from scratch. It's something you must select, something you must tune yourself to. Like a radio dialing into a specific station, you cannot tune into the frequency of abundance while broadcasting the signal of scarcity. You cannot attract love while vibrating with the frequency of unworthiness. The work isn't about convincing the universe to give you what you want. The work is about changing the broadcast. It's about letting go of the deeply ingrained stories of separation and lack that we've mistaken for our identity. We've been taught to see ourselves as small, isolated beings in a vast, indifferent cosmos. But the truth, the one that quantum physics whispers to us and ancient wisdom has always known, is far more radical and empowering. You are not separate from the field of potential. You are a conscious focal point within it. You are not just a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop. The power to create worlds is not a gift bestowed upon a lucky few. It is the very essence of your nature. The journey, therefore, is not an outward race, but an inward remembrance. It is the process of shedding the illusion of the chase and finally standing still, ready to claim the power that has been waiting within you all along. So, we stand still, having ended the chase. And in this stillness, we turn to face the mirror. This is perhaps the most courageous and transformative act one can undertake. The universe, this quantum field of infinite potential, is a perfect, unflinching mirror. It doesn't judge you, it doesn't have favorites, and it holds no grudges. It has only one function: to reflect the truth of your energy. Not the energy you wish you had, not the affirmations you repeat with a hollow heart, but the deep, resonant frequency of your being. This frequency is a composite signal, a chord made up of 3 powerful notes: your core beliefs, your dominant emotions, and the focus of your attention. Your life, right now, in this very moment, the people in it, the state of your health, the number in your bank account, is not a random collection of circumstances. It is a flawless reflection of that inner chord. This is a difficult truth to swallow because it hands all responsibility back to us. It's far easier to blame the economy, our upbringing, our partners, or bad luck. But the quantum perspective offers no room for victims, only for creators who may have forgotten their power. Think of your subconscious beliefs as the blueprint for your reality. These are the deep, often invisible truths you hold about yourself and the world. Beliefs like "I am not worthy of love," "making money is hard," or "I am always left behind." These are not just thoughts, they are energetic commands. They are the instructions you are feeding into the quantum field, and the field, like a dutiful architect, builds your reality precisely according to that blueprint. Your external world is simply your subconscious made visible. If you want to know what you truly believe, look at your life. It will show you everything. Then comes the second note in this chord, your emotions. Emotion is energy in motion. It is the fuel that animates the blueprint of your beliefs. You can try to think positive thoughts all day long, but if you feel unworthy, if you are simmering in resentment, or vibrating with the frequency of fear, your emotional state will always override your mental chatter. Emotion is the language the body speaks, and it is the language the quantum field understands most clearly. It is the magnetic charge that draws experiences to you. When your heart and your mind are in conflict, when you think one thing but feel another, you send a chaotic, incoherent signal into the field. The universe receives this garbled message and reflects back a life of confusion and contradiction. Where in your life are you still holding on to the emotions of a past you claim you want to leave behind? Are you trying to build a new future while your energetic body is still living in yesterday's pain? The final note is your attention. Your attention is the most valuable currency you possess. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy, and where you place your energy is what you bring to life. The quantum field exists as a sea of potentials until an observer focuses upon one. Your focused attention is the act of collapsing the wave of infinite possibilities into a particle of experience. Are you focusing your attention on what's missing, on what's wrong, on the problems? Or are you placing your attention on the feeling of the reality you wish to create? To look at your current circumstances and see only what is there is to be a slave to the past. To look at your circumstances and use them as feedback to adjust your inner frequency. That is the beginning of becoming a master of creation. Your life is a feedback loop. It is constantly showing you what you are broadcasting. The question is no longer, why is this happening to me? The question now becomes, what inside of me is creating this, and how can I change my broadcast? So, the mirror of the universe has shown you your own reflection, your own broadcast. The question that hangs in the air is no longer one of blame, but one of profound accountability. How do you change the signal? This is the pivotal moment where you graduate from being a passive observer of your life to a conscious creator of your reality. For most of your life, you have been an unconscious creator, shaping your world from the frequency of your wounds, your fears, and your inherited limitations. You were a powerful artist, painting with muddy water, wondering why the canvas was so dim. The shift occurs when you decide to clean your brushes. This is the art of tuning your personal frequency. Imagine your entire being, your body, your mind, your spirit, is a finely crafted musical instrument. For years, this instrument has been left out in the rain, played by the clumsy hands of external events and internal anxieties. The sound it produces has become dissonant, chaotic. The life it attracts is a reflection of that discord. Becoming a conscious creator is the act of reclaiming your instrument. It begins with the simple, radical act of listening. What song are you playing right now? What is the dominant emotional note you hold throughout your day? Is it the low hum of anxiety, the sharp, jarring chord of frustration, the melancholic melody of regret? You cannot compose a new masterpiece until you are aware of the noise you are currently making. This requires a courageous level of self-awareness. It means paying attention to your internal state, not with judgment, but with a compassionate curiosity, like a musician diagnosing a sour note. Where in your body do you feel this frequency? What thoughts are attached to it? This initial step is not about forcing change. It is simply about bringing the unconscious into the light of awareness. Once you can hear the note, the next step is to realize that you are not the note. You are the musician. This is the crucial practice of disidentification. The thought, "I am not good enough," is not you. It is a cloud passing through the vast sky of your consciousness. The feeling of anxiety is not you. It is a weather pattern, a temporary energetic storm. When you can observe your thoughts and feelings without fusing your identity to them, you create space. In that space lies your freedom and your power. This is the silence between the notes, the pause where creation becomes possible. Can you allow a feeling of anger to arise without becoming an angry person? Can you witness a thought of fear without surrendering to its story? This practice of being the silent, unattached witness is the key that unlocks the door to your creative power. You stop being a reactor to your internal programming and become the programmer. From this space of conscious awareness, you can finally make a new choice. You can deliberately choose to play a different note. This isn't about suppressing the old frequency or pretending it doesn't exist. It's about gently and persistently introducing a new, more harmonious one. It begins with a question. What is the emotional signature of the future I want to create? If your desire is for abundance, the feeling is ease, security, and freedom. If your desire is for love, the feeling is wholeness, connection, and joy. You don't have to wait for the external reality to arrive to feel these things. The entire secret is to generate the feeling first. This is the act of tuning. You find that feeling in your body, even if it's just for 60 seconds. You recall a memory that sparked it, or you imagine a future that embodies it. You hold that frequency, letting it vibrate through you. You are striking a new tuning fork. And by the law of resonance, you are commanding the quantum field to begin reorganizing itself to match this new, beautiful sound you are intentionally broadcasting. You have found the new note. You have tasted the frequency of your desired future, holding it in your being like a sacred tuning fork. This is a profound achievement, but a single note, no matter how beautiful, does not make a symphony. A life of depth, richness, and beauty is a complex and harmonic composition. This is where we move from simply tuning our instrument to becoming the master composer of our reality. The grand symphony of creation requires coherence. It demands that your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions all play the same beautiful song. Any dissonance, any part of you playing from an old sheet of music, will disrupt the entire performance. Your life is this performance, happening in real time, and the quantum field is the audience, the concert hall, and the very air through which the music travels, shaping itself around the sounds you make. First, consider your thoughts as the musical score. This is the sheet music from which your reality is read. Are you still reading from a score titled "My Life of Struggle and Not Enough"? Or have you begun to write a new one? This is more than just positive thinking. It's about fundamentally rewriting the narrative of your identity. It's about consciously choosing the thoughts that align with the person who is living your desired reality. The person who is deeply loved doesn't walk around thinking about how to find love. They think from a place of being loved. The person who is truly abundant isn't obsessed with lack. They operate from a mindset of overflow and opportunity. What is the inner monologue of your future self? Begin to adopt that voice now. Let your mental landscape be a rehearsal for the reality you are calling in. Your mind should be the very first place your dream comes true. Next, your emotions are the heart and soul of the orchestra. The most technically perfect score, played without feeling, is lifeless and sterile. It has no power to move the audience. Your emotions are what breathe life into the music of your thoughts. This is the principle of heart-brain coherence. When the thoughts in your mind are aligned with the elevated emotions in your heart, you create a powerful, coherent electromagnetic signal that broadcasts into the quantum field. This is the magnetic charge that draws experiences to you. It is the marriage of clear intention, the mind, with elevated emotion, the body. Ask yourself, does the thought of my goal fill me with the feeling of gratitude as if it has already happened? Or is it tinged with the subtle anxiety of doubt? You must close this gap. You must teach your body, emotionally, what your mind already knows is possible. This is the energy that makes you a magnet for miracles. Finally, we arrive at your actions. Action is the physical performance. The moment the instruments touch the strings and the breath enters the flute. For years we have been conditioned by a culture of hustle, of forceful, relentless action born from a place of fear and lack. This is like a frantic musician trying to play faster and louder, believing that sheer effort will create beauty. It only creates noise and exhaustion. Aligned creation calls for a different kind of action. Inspired action. Inspired action doesn't feel like pushing a boulder uphill. It feels like flowing with a current. It's the intuitive nudge, the sudden creative idea, the coincidence or synchronicity that opens a door. When you have harmonized your thoughts and emotions, you become receptive to these whispers from the field. Your job isn't to figure out every single step. Your job is to hold the frequency of the completed symphony, and then take the joyful, easy next step that appears before you. Are your daily actions habits from the past? Or are they the inspired movements of the future you are becoming? This coherence, this symphony of mind, heart, and body, all playing the same triumphant score, is what dissolves the illusion of separation and composes a reality that is a perfect match to your inner harmony. The symphony is written. The thoughts, emotions, and inspired actions are all aligned, playing a coherent and beautiful score. And here we arrive at the final, most profound, and most misunderstood secret to pure creation. The secret is this: your creation is already finished. The moment you successfully generated the elevated emotion, the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and married it with a clear intention, you created that reality in the quantum field. It exists. It is done. You are not trying to make it happen anymore. You are now living in the period of adjustment, the sacred pause where your physical world begins to rearrange itself to match the new blueprint you have broadcasted. Your work now is not to create, but to receive. And you receive by becoming the person who already has what you desire. You must learn to live in the echo of a future that has already occurred. This is the ultimate shift in consciousness. It is a movement from seeking to being. It is no longer about manifesting something in the future. It is about embodying the reality of it in the now. This is not faking it till you make it. That implies a lie, a separation. This is a deeper truth. It is being it until you see it. You are collapsing time. By generating the energetic signature of your future self in the present moment, you are commanding your body, your cells, and the particles in space around you to organize according to that reality. You are literally pulling a potential timeline out of the quantum field and making it your present experience. This requires a radical redefinition of your identity. The ultimate question is no longer, what do I need to do, but who do I need to be? Close your eyes for a moment and genuinely connect with this version of you. The you who has the love, the health, the success. How do they carry themselves? How do they walk into a room? What is the quality of their breath? Is it shallow and anxious, or deep and serene? How do they make decisions? Do they come from a place of scarcity and fear, desperately weighing every option? Or do they make choices from a place of wholeness and trust, knowing that the universe supports them? What conversations are they having? Are they still complaining about the same old problems, or are they speaking of possibilities, of joy, of gratitude? You must begin to make choices and take actions from this state of being today. Not when the money arrives, not when the partner shows up. Now, you must become the person you are waiting for. This is the great test. Your senses will scan your 3D reality and report back that nothing has changed. Your bank account shows the same number. You wake up in the same bed. This is the point where most people falter. They see the lack of evidence and immediately drop back into the frequency of the old self, concluding that it didn't work. They stop the symphony midway through. But this gap between your inner creation and its outer manifestation is not a sign of failure. It is a divine and necessary gestation period. It is the universe testing your resolve. Are you going to be more influenced by your past reality or your chosen future? Are you going to believe what your senses show you, or are you going to hold true to the vision within you? To live in the echo is to have more faith in the unseen future than in the visible past. It is to walk as if your prayers are already answered, to radiate the gratitude for a gift you have yet to hold in your hands, and to trust that the reflection in the mirror is, by law, destined to change. This is the final step, to stop waiting for your life to begin, and to start living as the masterpiece you have already created. We began this journey by shattering the illusion of the chase, the frantic race towards a future we felt we didn't have. We saw that the universe is not a distant deity, but a perfect quantum mirror, reflecting the truth of our inner state, our beliefs, and our energy. We learned that we are not victims of circumstance, but powerful composers, capable of tuning our own frequency by moving from passive observation to conscious creation. We then harmonized our thoughts, emotions, and actions into a coherent symphony, shifting from forceful hustle to inspired, aligned action. Finally, we took the ultimate step, embodying our future self now, living in the certain echo of a reality already created in the field of potential. The power was never out there. It has always been within you. Your reality is not something that happens to you. It is a direct outflow of who you are being. The journey of creation is the journey of self-creation. The world is waiting for your new song. What part of this journey resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if this message moved you, subscribe for more explorations into the art of conscious creation.